Pew, 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 pew. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Weapon Ray. Today we are talking about the GSG 16, or the German Sport Gun 16. Okay, it's imported and distributed by American Tactical here, and this is a 22 caliber MP5 style clone. All right, so let's get right into it. So we're gonna go Garand thumb style, and we're gonna go tip to butt. So up front here, it looks like a suppressor. It's not. I didn't drop, $1,000 on a suppressor for a 22. This is actually just a barrel shroud, and so this shroud, a shroud is essentially just a protective covering that goes over the barrel. It is a stainless steel barrel. You can see the end of it right there, and this shroud is just to protect it. This is just an aluminum shroud. Okay, moving back, you have an M-LOK handguard here, which it was a quad rail, Picatinny quad rail. There were sections of Picatinny on all four sides. It was very chunky, very clunky. I have a C-clamp, and doing a C-clamp was just not comfortable, and I really couldn't get a good C-clamp. So I stripped all of those off, and I just put in some M-LOK rail covers right here, which have worked out nicely. I just put them on to clean things up a little bit, and then I just have a little Magpul hand stop right here. On top though, because I did remove part of the Picatinny rail, it's not sharp, but it's not super comfortable plastic. So when I am doing a C-clamp, if I am holding down pretty tightly, after a while, it doesn't feel very comfortable because this ridge or these ridges dig into my hand a decent amount. So just be aware of that. Charging handle, kind of your standard MP5 charging handle. Front part of the gun, side charging handle. It is ambidextrous, so if you are a lefty, you can actually switch it over on this side. The swap is fairly easy. But yeah, it is ambidextrous, which is pretty nice. Okay, moving back, the gun is unloaded. As you can see, it is empty, and I will just confirm. There you go. Okay, so these mags are pretty nice. I actually like them. I haven't had any issues with them so far. So these mags are made in Germany. They are a 22 round magazine. And they have these little sliders here, so as you're loading the mag, these sliders, you can slide them down, and then it offers retention. It's spring-loaded, so it's going to push those rounds back up as you're firing. This little window here I like because you can see exactly how many rounds you have left, so that's good. The mag well, not really flared, so you definitely have to work on your reloads. It's pretty tight, as you can see, and so you definitely need some practice because just like an MP5, there's not much wiggle room. You kind of just have to be perfect with your reloads every time. There is a paddle mag release, which I really like. So this is ambi, so that's really nice. You can get at that mag release very easily, either side you're on, and that's good. There's actually a secondary mag release right here, kind of an AR-15 style. I'm going to tell you straight up, it's awful. One of the worst mag releases I have ever dealt with. So I don't have huge hands, but I also don't have super tiny hands. And you can see I cannot even come close. I have to break my grip to even get close to getting to that mag release. And I'm pressing down really hard and I can't even release that mag. This is super stiff. It's hard to get to because it's recessed inside the frame here. And it just sucks. It's awful. So I would recommend using the paddle mag release every time. That's run flawlessly for me, and so there's no reason for me to ever even try to use that one, considering that one is absolute garbage. All right, moving back, the trigger guard here, it's okay. It's definitely big enough to where if you are shooting in colder weather, you can get a glove in there. But yeah, the undercut here isn't great. So I do feel like my middle finger is a little crammed when it's up here, but again, this gun was $270, $280, so I don't expect the ergos to be phenomenal. Going back from there, you've got your selector switch here, safety selector. Again, not super intuitive. You really have to come up here and get at it, or if I'm on the other side, I have to kind of get that thumb way up there and bring it down for fire. One thing that I do like though, and this has probably reduced some negligent discharges, is that if the magazine is not in the mag well, regardless of whether it's on safe or fire, you won't be able to pull that trigger. All right, so let me demonstrate. So it's currently on safe. Let me charge it. So theoretically, there could be a bullet in there. Now let me switch it to fire. Again, we're on fire. And I can't pull that trigger. Okay, it locks up after a couple millimeters. So I can't pull it regardless of whether it's on fire or safe. Okay, so now if I insert a mag, okay, we're on fire. Now I can pull that trigger. Okay, so I do like that. That probably has reduced negligent discharges, you know, just because a lot of people might think, well, there's not a mag in there, so it's clear, and then they go to take it apart, or they go to dry fire or whatever, and they're still around in there, and that's never good. So, yeah, so I do like that internal safety mechanism that they have there. All right, so let's kind of ghost this trigger now. So let's put the mag back in. So it's a plastic trigger. So with a plastic trigger, your expectations are probably going to be pretty low, which they should be because plastic triggers typically aren't very good. Okay, so the take up is, the trigger pulls about 5.5 pounds. It's got kind of a long pull here, probably 4, maybe 5 millimeters. There's really no wall, as you saw, and then it just breaks. And the reset is long, and then it's not really tactile or audible as well. So here, I'll demonstrate. Okay, so put this in, pull it down, pull the mag back out because of the safety, put it back in. So then now, if I release the trigger, it's kind of a long take up, and then it just barely even heard that, if you heard it at all. So the trigger is not great. Moving back, the pistol grip is okay. The angle I actually don't have a problem with. The angle is fairly comfortable. They do have these really pronounced finger grooves though, which I've never been a fan of finger grooves. That's why I run Gen 5 Glocks, because I hate the finger grooves and I don't want to pay $300 to have them shaved off. So, but again, this is what it is. It's a couple $100. So the finger grooves aren't terrible, but I don't love them. All right, moving back, this is not the OEM buttstock. I actually swapped that one out. The original buttstock had a insert for a secondary magazine. So you could be running a mag up here, and then there would be a mag that could actually fit in the buttstock back here, which I get why they did it, but it's ugly and it just kind of got in the way, so I swapped it out. I actually went to H&K Parts to get this. This is actually completely plastic, and I think I overpaid for it. This was about $60, which now that I'm looking at it, it's severely overpriced because I do have problems with this. You can go to evike, evike.com, and they make a lot of stuff for airsoft, and they actually do have a buttstock here, a collapsible buttstock that will actually work on this for like 25 bucks. The only problem though is that one of the rails here extends over the ejection port. So if you have a Dremel or something, you could easily shave it down, but if you don't have that kind of tool, you'll probably have to send that away or try to file it down yourself. Not a big deal. I didn't actually know about it until after I bought this, and now I'm kind of regretting it because this thing, again, is not awesome. Okay, we've got some grip back here. As you can see, the grip's actually pretty nice. It's plastic, but it still does grip. And this is a 3-point collapsible stock, so we've got fully collapsed. Press this button here. There's position number 2, and then position number 3. Now, in position 1 and 2, I don't have any problems. Position 3, you can actually see, if you look up here, there is some separation and some movement within this buttstock against the frame. And it's apparently a known problem. Again, I didn't know about it until I was working with this gun, but that is a known problem. So yeah, probably stay away from H&K parts when it comes to this, because this stuff isn't great. Okay, so I don't even know if you can see, I tried to rig a little bit. You see that little orange piece in there? That's actually some of that moldable ear pro that I put up in here to try to create a little bit more friction and try to reduce the space for movement. And it's helped a little bit, but it's still not great. So just be aware of that. All right. On top, I do have a Holosun. This is a 403 GL. If you guys have seen my other videos, I absolutely love Holosun, not only because the tech that they put into these optics, not only because of the price point, but a big reason is their customer service. Their customer service is absolutely phenomenal. And because of that, I have been a loyal customer on top of the stuff that they put in this. So this was only about $170. And you have 10 daytime brightness settings, 2 night vision settings. Comes with the bikini cover here. It has about 50,000 hour battery life. It's a 2 MOA reticle. What else? Shake awake technology. It's got memory, so if you're running it on level 4 and it turns off the next time you turn it back on, or it wakes up, it's going to go back to 4. It's not going to go back to, the standard 6 or whatever. So it does have that memory, which is awesome. Again, really clear glass. I don't have a problem with these. These are awesome, awesome little optics. Other than that, again, this is just a cheap gun, so I have not put a lot of money into it. These rail covers up here were, I think, like 15 bucks. I don't have a flashlight on this. I don't have anything else. I don't even have a sling, just because I don't want to put too much money into this gun, just because it's a cheap little gun, and I'm simply using it to do just basically a lot of practice. Okay, and that is about it. All right, again, the GSG 16, all right, German sports guns. And yeah, that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment again if there's anything that I didn't cover or anything that I should cover. Share this video if you found it helpful. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.